Hello everyone and welcome back to the iHack build project. In this episode we're going to concentrate on actually installing OS X because we have built the computer or the machine. It's right there, trusty machine. I'll just point out I did have a few problems with this case because when installing it and doing all the building, I noticed I just kind of not installed all the cables correctly. So please consult your motherboard, make sure you've got all of the ones installed right. I thought I had them installed correctly, but what I actually had to do was split the power supply, the 12-watt power supply, into two because I thought it was just one cable and it plugged in, but no, so make sure you install it correctly. I had to split mine up and install it into the right one. And then also my power button wasn't installed, which I thought was strange. I was like, oh, how come there's no power thing? Whatever. But yeah, make sure your front panel is also installed correctly. So just consult your motherboard guide and everything for all that. It can be a bit confusing, but you know, just find some help if you're having trouble. On to installing OS X. At the moment you have a completely blank machine. There's nothing on it. It's just a machine. You know, there's not even Windows and stuff. But we're going to solve that, so I'll take you through how to do that, but first you will need one of these things. I don't know if you can see it very clear from where the camera is, but this is an 8GB flash drive. You will need at least 8GB. A 2GB will not be able to hold the OS. This is going to be your bootable drive for now. This is what you're going to install or put OS X on, and then you'll have to put this into your computer and then boot it from this and then install it and all that lot. So this is your key to a Hackintosh. Get one. If you have an older flash drive, I would say older than like 4 years, then get a new one, because I have one that's about 4 years old and it's just the transfer speeds and that is really slow. So get the newest technology you can. They're about $5 anyway for 8GB. So you can go larger if you want, but don't go smaller than 8GB. So now I'm going to take you into my MacBook and I'll show you how to make one of these, because you actually need a Mac to do it. I think there are ways to do it with the PC, but I already have a Mac, so yeah, just find a friend who has a Mac and then I'll show you how to do it. Okay, welcome to my desktop. I'm going to show you how to create your magical USB installer key. It's really quick, pretty simple, but first we're going to have to prepare the key. So let's just plug it in. Okay, and it'll come down here. So if I go into it, I've already done all this, so I'm doing this, you know, post everything. But yeah, so I'll just show you the steps I went through. So now that that is in and recognized by Mac, you need to go to Disk Utility. So I have a program called Alfred, so I can just do this and like that. Once Disk Utility has loaded up, you need to go to your external or your USB flash drive, go click Partition, click One Partition, name it whatever you like. Make sure to change it to Mac OS Extended Journaled. Again, name it. This is very important. Go into Options and change it to Master Boot Record. Click OK and then Apply. That's all you have to do, and that will prepare it to be bootable upon starting your new machine. Once you've prepared it, it shouldn't take many minutes, like at all. It should take less than a minute to just do all that, because it's only 8GB. You need to go to the App Store. So just go to the App Store on the Mac. There are ways, again, I've said, of doing this on a PC, but I don't know of them. Okay, once App Store has loaded up, you'll see it took quite a while for some reason because it didn't respond the first time I done it. You just need to type Mountain Lion into the search bar, and basically all you need to do is buy this. I know people think, oh, why can't you crack it? Please, I do not support cracking of an OS. It's just, you know, not right, especially when like Apple's Mountain Lion is cheap as it is. I think it's $20 or £14, something like that. It's a whole operating system for so cheap that it's just worth the money giving them. You know, you're completely not buying their products, their hardware, so you might as well buy their software, and you've spent all this money anyway on a machine. So just buy the OS, please. Give them something. It's really easy. All you have to do is just click download. That's it. You don't need to move it anywhere or do any kind of weird stuff like that. It's just download it. Okay, now once you have downloaded Mac OS X, this will be Mountain Lion. You need to go to a really good website. It's got loads of resources, and this is primarily where I got most of my information for. You need to go to TonyMacX86.com. You do need to create an account and register to download this software, but it's absolutely free. Just go to downloads, and you will need UniBeast and MultiBeast. Make sure you don't get Snow Leopard unless of course you are installing Snow Leopard, but I got Mountain Lion, so I'll need MultiBeast and UniBeast. So download both of them, and then once you have downloaded that, you need to install UniBeast onto your flash drive. Once you have downloaded both of them, you need to install UniBeast onto your flash drive, and you can put MultiBeast onto it as well, or you can put it onto a different flash drive. It doesn't really matter. Okay, installing UniBeast is really easy. Just click continue, 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 agree, and then install it to your flash drive. I named mine Mac OS X because that's what I'm putting on it, and then just click continue. I won't do this, but you know, because I've already done it, but it will take about 20 minutes to half an hour. It will say either it's going to be completed in a minute or it will be completed in like 40 hours. It's kind of broken in that the loading bar isn't accurate, but it'll take on average about 20 minutes to half an hour. So just click continue and install it, and then just walk away, have a cup of tea, and then when you come back it will be finished. And once you've come back, you can just plug it in and then turn on your computer, and if all is well, it will boot up. Once it is booted up, it will come up with a BIOS screen or something, so just make sure you select the USB drive and boot from that, and it should come up with the OS X installer. Once you have this, continue until you can go to utilities and go into disk utility, because we need to format our hard drive. So select your hard drive. Mine is the 256 GB Samsung 840 Pro. Sorry about the shaky footage, by the way. I'll try and do some plugins, but just go to partition, one partition, and then name it whatever you like. I'll just call it standard Hackintosh HD, just because that's what they usually are named. Once you've done this, make sure it's OS journaled, go into options and make sure it's set as GUID partition table. These are all very important steps, so pay attention. Click OK. And then that's pretty much all you have to do. Just click apply once you are done with doing all that. And of course, it doesn't take very long. Once you've completed this, you can just go out of disk utility, and then when go back to the install screen and just click your newly formatted hard drive, and then click install. It'll take about 20-30 minutes to install. It doesn't take really very long at all, so just go make a cup of tea and it should be done by the time you get back. Once it's installed, you will have to boot off your USB key still, because it is not quite installed properly. You need to install all the bootloader and the drivers, because when you load it up, it will be almost a Mac. You're not quite there yet, so just once it's all set up nicely, boot back into OS X from your hard drive. And if you have any problems, then there's a way to boot it up in safe mode, which I'll write in the description, which I had to do in order to make it boot properly. But it's simple enough. Once it's done, it'll say thank you and you're ready to start using it. Type in your password and sorted. Once you have done all of that and you are in OS X on your new machine, you're still not done, because yes, you technically have a Mac, but you probably noticed all the things aren't working, like audio isn't working, the screen resolution might be a little bit off and different, and yes, this happens to everyone. So what you need to do, I don't actually have footage of this bit because I don't have any screen recording software correctly installed. I tried to get ScreenFlick to work, but it didn't quite work because obviously the graphics drivers weren't installed as correctly. So you need to load up MultiBeast now, which is probably the most difficult part of the entire build, because you have to get the right drivers. So these are the settings that I had to use for my computer. So this is specific to my settings, my system, my setup. If you have any problems, go to Tony Mac X86 or something, or whatever it was, and then just post your questions there, and somebody will probably come back with some answers. There's a load of resources on that website, so it's just really easy to find out what drivers you need. Like I said, these are my settings. It took me about half an hour to an hour for me to work it all out and then get someone to help me off, because it was just, there's a lot of stuff to go through. But if you get stuff that work natively with OS X, then everything you shouldn't have to install that many drivers. So once you've done that, restart it. You should be able to restart it without your USB booter key now. So take it out, restart your Mac, and you should have a brand new working Mac. And that's pretty much all you have to do to install. In the next episode, we're going to go over the specifications and just summarize and just see how this overall performs compared to my MacBook Pro, and just draw our conclusions. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the final episode.